So like, you know, you're a father.
Mhm.
Like you leaving this place and your babies are there, did you feel like you had to sacrifice that?
So that would be the thing that I wish went different.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Because before coming, I had a conversation with mom and everything, and we worked things out to where, okay, so you're gonna go down there, you're gonna check things out. All right, well, let me know. Give me the report.
Mhm.
And then I came back and I was like, it is flowing with milk and honey. And the grapes, they are like this big, they like the size of watermelons. And and it was like, okay. And then all of a sudden it flipped to where like, oh no, we don't want to, we're not coming.
Hmm.
And because I didn't make certain moves, I ended up losing out on I ended up losing out on the time, obviously,
Wow.
that I traditionally or that I had with them, having 50-50 custody.
Mhm, mhm.
So now there's this great distance between, it went from, 2 days on, 2 days off to every other weekend to like now I'm in a whole nother region of the country.
Wow.
So fortunately, I was able to fly back and like I'll spend a week at a time. I'll get the Airbnb and all that, spend a week at a time. And as we talk about the transitions of, what's going on, then it was like, I can't fly back every month no more.
Wow.
So it's like, all right, what do we have in our hands? You know what? We got technology. Let's make sure we FaceTime.
Mm.
Let's make sure we FaceTime. But because this is also different for them because I've never been a child who's had an active father and then a present father and now he's not. I never
Mm.
had that before. So now it's like they're experiencing something that I never have and they're in a whole nother state. So, communication gets broken down.
Mhm.
You know, like, like maybe they don't pick up that call. Maybe they're not around to. Maybe they calling me and I'm on a job
Mm.
and like our schedules are off and whatnot. So that would be the most difficult part.
Okay.
However, you know, because this is a transition season for me, if you will,
Mm.
just like they say on the airplane, should something happen, secure your oxygen mask first. So that's what keeps my mind clear from I could feel how I want to feel about what has and what has not transpired. But my main objective is to make sure get myself back in a position, put myself in a position to where I'm able to make an offer that can't be refused. So when I
Wow.
get them, I got them. So whatever else is happening over there, that don't concern me. I gotta secure my mask first and
Mhm.
make sure that the bag is,
Right.
getting air in and out of it.
Wow. That is I can only imagine that though, because it's like having to explain to the boys, like, hey, this is a new or did you even feel like you had to explain at a certain time or you just didn't feel like you had time to?
Nah, ironically, prior to me even coming to Houston,
Mhm.
like for like the last like 2 years before I even came here, and I just asked, I was like, 18. That's all I call that's all,
Okay.
I ain't even mean to put their names out there, but it's just this is how I talk to them. I was just like, hey, if I moved like across the country, would you all be mad? And the first thing they said, it was like, nah, we know that you doing it because you getting money and you about to take care of us.
What?
Th- Off the rip, that's what they said. And at this time, I mean, I think they were about like 8, 9 years old when they said this.
Wow. Wow.
They were real young, maybe 10, maybe 10.
Hmm.
But I was just like, yo, that's what's I was like, that's what's up, you know? And so when it happened, it was like, okay,
Mhm.
I told them what the plan was. And then when things didn't happen, because our relationship is transparent, I was like, hey, look, I'm not bashing nobody, but this is what happened.
Mm.
And
Mhm.
this is where I am right now. But I'm doing all that I can and everything I need to in order to rectify the situation and get
Wow.
you all down here.
Man, it's really, really beautiful that, even just to just be a father. I know, there's a lot of, like, people I come from a very, like, traditional background, like, anybody knows, like, a typical Nigerian father is not really the most expressive. They're not really vocal about, they don't feel the need to be as transparent because it's kinda like how can I put it? It's kinda like they kinda treat their children as, like, you need to stay in a child's place.
Mhm.
Even when you're in your 40s,
Mhm,
like, you need to
mhm,
stay
mhm,
in a
mhm,
child's place because they feel like there's just some things that, you guys don't need to know about. There's
mhm,
just some things that you guys don't need to know about. Just know that we're handling it. Just know that we're the provider. Just know that we're the leader. And it's kinda just, it's more so by mouth and not really by action,
mhm,
and so it's really interesting, and of course, we're from a different generation, how transparent you are with the boys, especially when it comes to transition. Because I mean, growing up, what happened, we're just like, okay, well, I guess we a part of it now, like there's not really much to be told,
mhm,
because again, you stay in a child's place,
mhm,
whatever that child's place is, but I think it's